Kanpai.
Wait, shit, Kanpai. Fuck, I fucked that up. I fucked that. I'm not even drinking alcohol.
Welcome to Kanpai Cast episode 68, where we're going to be building the perfect Isekai tier list. Yeah. LOz, how are you? I mean, we just... Well, I just asked you that moments ago, but for everyone in the audience, it's been days, you know?
Yeah.
You guys still doing well, I hope?
Still betrayed.
Still betrayed,
well,
yeah.
I mean,
Days haven't helped with my betrayal.
Days haven't helped. LOz is the savior for this episode. I'm just going to point that out.
He really is. He really is.
I don't want your empty, vapid platitudes, you.
It's not empty or vapid.
Empty, vapid, soulless platitudes.
Definitely platitudes, but not empty, vapid, or soul. Well, I mean, I don't believe in the soul, so... Yeah.
How do you, how can you have a soul, how can you do something soulfully when you don't? Okay, anyway. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Just to remind everyone, we do have timestamps and chapters, allowing people to navigate to the sections of the show they're interested in watching. They are down immediately below me, and if you click on that, it will pop out a little menu to the side, or you can scrub through the video other interesting ways and there's also timestamps. You can go click on those. Yeah, lots of ways for you to get around. And for a change, we're going to click your like button. Get in nice and close now.
I'm concerned. I feel we shouldn't be saying things like that.
Too late. It's already done.
Okay.
The deed is done.
Can we Control Z that shit?
Nope.
Right. Okay, so we're going to move on to the main topic itself. And I just want to, again, reiterate, Nasuth and I didn't actually plan this properly until last night. And we kept on going like, yeah, no, we'll catch up tomorrow. We'll catch up next time, okay? And you know, LOz had logged off and everything, and he discovered after like 5-10 minutes we were still in the chat and everything. And he discovered that we were still in the chat and everything, and then joined us and like, what are you guys up to? And he's like, nothing. You guys are sorting out the topic again, aren't you? It's like,
no. I did nothing of the sort. I was like, what are you guys doing here? I've had a good poop. I'm back. That's what I said. And they were like, okay, what are we doing? And they were like, oh, we're planning stuff to do tomorrow. And I'm like, right, what are we doing?
we were sucking at it.
I was sucking
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah.
And then LOz just came in and just owned it. He just came up with
Everyone likes a rating tier listy thing. Let's do that.
They do indeed.
I think the kids in like 2016 were totally doing this all the time.
Probably. Right, okay. So I think we need to... I assume you've got it tied into an asset.
Don't we have or we get rid of that?
Asset?
Yeah, didn't we get rid of the did we get rid of the
I don't know. I would maybe look in the assets section. That's called assets.
Oh, that might work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay,
Except it'll be on the side.
Tell you what, why don't we click on
I think it's
the
this
assets
one.
button?
Yeah, it's this one. This is the one we want. Okay. Let me get my cat out of here. And let's transition over to small people. Small people got no reason.
Why
I don't know why it's like that.
is it not full screen?
Do we want to go find the pause button?
You're right, it's not. Aha.
So you minimized it instead.
Yes, that is the appropriate thing to do in a situation like this. Aha!
Right, there we go.
Behold! We struggled. We got there in the end. That's all that matters. So we have this tier list.
Yeah.
And we picked out some shows from a couple of top 10 lists from like AniList and AniShort and Anime Planet.
So hold on, let me elaborate here. So we took the top 10 by popular vote Isekai shows from Anime Planet, My Anime List, and AniList, right? There was plenty of overlap, so that's why there's not 30 shows on this chart. But yeah, so that's the grand scheme of things. That's why.
Are we just doing Isekais then? and that's not that many.
Yeah, we just. Yeah,
wasn't that the plan?
Yeah,
well, yeah, but I either expected we'd do several lists or one big list, or there'd be a hell of a lot more to put into a thing, because I don't think that's going to take that long. But okay, I'm fine with
So we
that.
can discuss the merits of each of them and where they should go, you know?
Oh, trust me, that's yeah. We're
Yes,
gonna...
but the goal is the tiering. The goal of this sort of thing is to do the tiering of things, not to let's have a 10-minute talk about Dragon Maid while doing this. You see, it's the tiering is what people have.
Yeah.
So don't
So
pick only a handful of things and then go, but we'll just flood it out with some talking. It's like, okay.
No. So we're gonna.
You give them an idea and they just don't see what the idea was.
Okay, fine. Let's give Loz the hard one. We're gonna start with Log Horizon, which is the fourth one in. Right? Go on, Loz. Rank.
Oh,
Log Horizon.
it cut off all my nice texts. Oh.
Yeah, that's a shame. So are we talking all of Log Horizon or
all of Log Horizon?
Okay, so if this was split out into... Hello, everyone. We're going to do some anime tiering today. I hope you're here to do some anime tiering. Today we're doing Isekais. Isekais are something which is very popular at the moment with lots of different people, and every season at the moment we get another set of Isekais. So, you know what? These chaps here have done some good work, and they've gone on to find the official most popular apparently Isekais. I'm looking at the one which is off first and not really believing it, and we're going to put these into some tiers because people love dragging things. I mean, now let's drag that thing up and down a bit. Look at that. Look, you can drag and drop. Look at that. You got some. I love that snap.
Oh, it makes everything wiggle.
That is
to fit the size.
That is lovely. Good choice of website here. I am impressed with it. It's very good. Right. Okay. So the first one is Log Horizon, and I'm the one doing this. So I'll do a little bit about it. So, Log Horizon, if it was down to me, Season 1 of Log Horizon, Season 1 only, probably, if you, at time watching, I probably would give it S. Now, it probably sits about A tier. But Log Horizon as a whole concept, seeing as I don't think me and Xeno, we've both watched Log Horizon. We both can't finish Log Horizon, because every time we collaboratively now try and push further into finishing the bloody thing, we just get to deeper and deeper levels of depression.
No, we just go like, what the fuck is this? Let's put on Rising of the Shield Hero instead.
Exactly. However, I don't want to put it in F because Season 1 has some redeeming tier. Now, sadly, because of our lovely snap to grid, we can't do
Can I
have an E, so I want to put this in D.
Why can't we have an E? That was my question. Why do we go D, F, and then double F?
Yeah, why is that?
Because
that's a good point.
Why does it go S-A? Uh-huh. You know, S doesn't come before A.
Do we need... Okay. Right, valid question. Do we need an SS and do we need an FF? Like, I'm not being
No, I was fine with an SS. I was fine for an SS. That's fine. I just don't know why there isn't an E, but we go to F. I mean...
Oh my god. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
E.
I mean...
Yeah, okay, and then F just gets 2 Fs, that's fine. I know, because, yeah, it's Final Fantasy tier. We'll put D...
Can I not... Elite row, there we go. There you go.
There you go. I am. If we can't get rid of double S, but at least we can get rid of double F. There we go.
Right. Okay, yeah, and then okay, I'll put it at D. Mainly because of Season 1. In my opinion, it just gets worse the longer it goes on. It just doesn't know what it wants to do.
I mean,
sort of like slime.
No, slime. That's different. Slime changes its objective. It starts with a small story that sort of scales up. This tries to do something similar, but just doesn't feel like it has stakes, doesn't feel like it has direction, and just starts having random things like servers on the moon, and you're just like, you had what?
No, seriously.
And then having politics. Let's have an election. I'm like, you started with the concept. You were really cool in your grounded practical thing of what was happening and what they had to do to survive in this new environment. And then you just... I feel it's because it was maybe one of the first. It just didn't know what to do. And so it just...
I feel it was like... correct me if I'm wrong. It's like the first season of IT Crowd where the first episode was absolutely fantastic. But that's where like all the source material of the writers went in. And like they had nothing really to follow up in terms of IT related stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, IT Crowd does get so much better later on. But this, it feels like they put all the gaming stuff that they'd prepared and learned for the light novels at the start, ran out, and then just made it as like, oh, but this is like real life now, isn't it? It just feels wrong.
Fantastic.
No, it was just like things would just appear, and then they were doing things, and it was like at first it was trying to be grounded, like that the devs were part of they were like seen as these knights or whatever, or the GMs were, and they disappeared, and now the world's missing them, and what's going on, and that's interesting to explore that, and maybe they have to, when it was things like they had to deal with the goblins because nobody was obviously doing the goblin event which would happen, and that meant that there was a outcome which wasn't expected because someone was dealing with it, because instead of playing it like a normal RPG, they were trying to survive. That was interesting. That was good. To do that with seasonal events. Like, then it got weird when there was like a train and other people and
yeah,
let's get the kids back out of the game through the moon or something, and then no, they want to stay, and then let's have a vote. It's like, what is going on?
A part of me wants to say bring this down to E. I genuinely am feeling this.
I would say watch season 1. No, I want to fight and say season 1. Just watch season 1 and then just don't watch the rest. Because I thought season 1 it's for an isekai. Definitely the first few episodes and the setup. Some good stuff there.
I mean, the best thing is that we couldn't even fucking finish the later stuff, right? No matter how many times we tried to finish it, we just couldn't fucking finish it. Okay, fine. D. Yeah, let's go with D.
Right. Season 1 elevates it enough to not be completely
garbage.
Yeah, but yeah. All right, cool. All right,
fine. Loz, you pick one. Loz is like, I have no idea what half of these are.
I can increase the page, but
ReZero.
ReZero.
No, actually, yeah, no, ReZero. I don't want to whinge for once. So go ReZero. I would like to put this. Yeah, no, I would say. Well, season 1, I feel, is S. It's got 2 seasons, yeah? Yeah, 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to rewatch it, but I wasn't as big a fan of season 2. But it was good in a lot of ways. But I feel season 1 was just amazing. Just really good.
See, I'm the opposite, but if memory serves, you didn't watch the natural season 1. You watched the shortened down season 1. Didn't you? You watched the whole 26 episode one. You didn't watch the redone one. What's the redone one? Is that like movies or something? No. It's like they chop out a lot of the filler crap. It's like 13 episodes. They released it just before season 2.
Some of the stuff that was cut out.
Well, like a number of the deaths that were chopped out and things like that. A lot of the to-ing and froing, pointless conversations that were just like, because a lot of season 1 does have like this dragging on feel to it.
I think I watched that one. It does feel like it drags on at points, and there's resets which are like just to try and set up a mystery that really doesn't get explained, or it's him lacking understanding, and then you're doing resets for the sake of it. It's like, what is this? And then we have resets of pain.
But I much preferred season 2. I'm in agreement with you. I think it should be A, right? But I feel season 1 brings it down because he's such a whiny shit.
Oh yeah,
right?
I absolutely hated him in season. There's parts of season 1 I hated. I absolutely hated him. But I just, again, it's more the concept and the world setting that I thought did so well. The character is a whiny ass. Especially my favorite bit is the bit of like, okay, Subaru, I want you to stay here. Just please stay here. Just do this one thing for me. If you really care about me, just stay here. Could he do it? No. Now, I love the fact that they kind of did that again in season 2, which is like, okay, Subaru, could you please just stay here while I sleep? And you think like, oh god, he's done it again. He's done it again. The mad lad has just done it again. He's burned it. Just burned himself. He just can't sit still for 2 minutes. And then you realise what he actually went away to do, and you're like, that's good. That's good. Good boy. Good boy, Subaru.
Yeah. So, okay, fine. Let's go back. Nasuth, you pick one.
Ooh. I'm gonna pick a non-traditional one that I saw on the list, which is Spirited Away. And obviously that goes up. No, it's not quite an SS. Not quite an SS.
I don't know if anything's going to go in SS.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is why I'm like, just delete SS, because like...
But I like it there being there, because then otherwise you're like, oh, does anything really deserve S? It's good to have it. Like, on a 10-point scale, nothing really should get 10s, like, but it has to be there.
Okay. Nasuth, justify why on earth you've put this as an S.
Because it's an awesome little story. It's just a nice little she gets transported. I mean, it's almost like a more traditional isekai in the roots of the genre before anime got a hold of it. she's transported to another world. She has to deal with being there. She has to, and she can't get back herself, and she has to find a way to get out of there. And it's this magical world with its own rules and its own people and its own culture. It's a really good movie. I know you don't like it. I know you hate it.
This I do hate it, right? But I appreciate that there is some value in it. I would say B, right? Genuinely, because I just it feels very much a case of the main character. She's thrown in the deep end into this fantasy world setting, and then just continues to live her life. It's like maybe I'm misremembering it, but it didn't feel like there was a lot of resistance there to try and find a way to get home. It's just she just accepted the fact, or adopted the fact, that she's stuck in this alternate world. She's now an employee of this hostess of this what's it called, tavern? No, well, not a tavern. Let's say maybe an inn.
Oh, it's like an onsen.
Yeah. That's a better way. Yeah, an onsen. And it just feels like, how did you accept your fate so easily? And then at the end of the day, it's just like, and it's like it never happened. I fucking hate that shit. Like, I just... Maybe if I rewatch it, I'll like it, but I can't put that up in S, competing with the likes of Mushoku Tensei or anything else. I can't put that in. I just can't do it. Loz, your thoughts?
I've never seen Spirited Away.
Fair.
What?
No, I can appreciate that.
I could have sworn you'd seen it, because we've talked about it a lot, and you've defended it before.
No.
I don't think he has.
How could I defend something I have no
I think
idea
it
about?
was Thaylien.
Oh, that might have been replacement laws. That's possible. That is possible.
No, you're not, Loz. No, you're not. This is your genius idea. Okay, Nasuth.
What if I could just get like a stick and put a small head on top of it?
Well,
compromise.
If you say B and I say S, then I guess yes.
I really like Shield Hero. I'll just put that on a tape recorder. Just plays that whenever I'm
Okay.
My favorite Gundam is I can't remember, the RX.
I like all the Gundams. That's my favorite. Yeah, that's it. I'll just say that's my favorite Gundam. I'll just say that whenever you ask me a question.
Okay,
Hey, Loz, what do you think of Attack on Titan? That's my favorite Gundam.
Favorite Gundam.
Right, Overlord.
That's
dear.
my favorite Gundam.
Which one is that?
That's my now catchphrase.
This one?
That's my catchphrase for now. I will say that for everything.
No, you see, like you say this, right?
What?
There is. He's put it in E.
Overlord,
right?
that's my favorite Gundam.
no. Right, Nasuth's put Overlord in E, right?
But you think there's some redeeming value to it?
There is redeeming values, right? The world setting is fairly well established, right? A lot of the villains have a lot more depth to them. The thing that we struggle with, I'd argue the most, is the fact that we don't know what Momon is trying to fucking achieve.
Yeah, no, the Momon as a character and his goals seem just inconsistent and probably poorly carried over from the manga, is my understanding of it. But there are some good things. The problem with Overlord is not that like the content is bad, is that you're sitting there screaming for it to do what you want it to do. Instead, it's like, look at all these cool side characters. Can we spend more time with them, please? Let's go spend time with this one character. No, can we go back to the maids? They were cool. Can we go back to that character? What's that character doing? That's cool. Oh, look, lizards! No. Can I please go spend time with that character and that character doing this? I'd rather have a show following that character. More lizards! Just stop it.
Yeah. So like,
yeah, but see, can you appreciate any of that good stuff though if you're drowning in all this bad stuff?
But this is the thing. I don't think it's all this bad stuff, right? It's just a case of like the Momon's like the guy that's basically a knockoff Gilgamesh, right? The emperor of the emperor of the other neighboring kingdom, right? Who's trying to prepare for a war against Einzorn, right? Like, you know, his motivation makes sense. His actions make sense. It all works. The problem is when fucking Momon turns up, going like, so Ainz turns up just to go like, I want to have a fight without using magical weapons. Like that.
Did we get that far with you?
No, we only watched one episode, and I was hoping you would never remember that we actually started watching it.
No, I clearly could just see that it was slowly destroying both your souls and decided not to inflict it upon you anymore.
Wow, yeah, but I like having my
I'm glad that you remembered how stupid it was of him going, we're going to have a duel with no magic weapons. Sorry, with no magic. What is that sword doing? It's elemental. And then look, I'll do this touch thing. Isn't that magic? No, it's a skill. Isn't that basically magic?
No.
So stupid.
So oddly enough, even though I hate it, I do see a lot of redeeming qualities in Overlord. At least it respects the laws of the world setting.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the world that you see. The longer that goes on, Log Horizon is just, instead of increasing its world, it's just slowly destroying its world for no reason. Whereas Overlord at least has a consistent world. Which
Overlord is, and any of the plot in Overlord is crushed by the overwhelming weight of the fluff.
Yes. So I would personally, swap those two around. I would put.
I know. I want to move Overlord to C.
No.
Here's my logic.
No.
Would I watch another season of Overlord? Yes. Would I be able to watch another season of Log Horizon? I can't finish what currently here.
How
I would watch more Log Horizon. So I would watch more Overlord.
How bad does something have to be to get in your E ranks? Okay, fine. Let's put it in C then.
No.
Yeah, I'm fine with C.
Compromise D.
C. Put it
Xeno, what is your vote? Do you vote C or D?
I don't want it on the same fucking level as Log Horizon.
Right. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to tie you down into a chair and force you to watch all of the existing of one thing.
So if I say C, will you not let me do
No. I want to. This is the thing. I'm not doing CD. I mean, I want to see which one do you think is better and worse. If I had to, you have a choice. You can either watch all of Log Horizon again or all of Overlord again. Which would you want to watch? Which would you choose to watch if I forced you to, on pain of death?
See, this is a problem. I don't know how Season 3 of Log Horizon finishes. Season 1 is really fucking good.
Right, but you haven't seen end of Season 4 of Overlord either, right? But which do you think is going to be absolutely horrific and one that's going to be like, oh, that had some interesting points, but could have been done a lot better?
Oh, God.
I think he'd want to kill himself in either case.
Okay,
end it. Just shoot me. I'm done.
Aimless love triangle.
Oh, fuck. No, I do remember that, Loz. I'm well aware of that. Okay.
Aimless controlling a town.
I mean, take into consideration with Overlord, we have had fun just mocking it with pretending he's Skeletor. You can't really do that with Log Horizon.
No.
Fine. I am prepared for it to be in C.
I hate you both.
But whatever, right? Whatever is in E, right, genuinely has to be so much worse than Log Horizon. Otherwise, Log Horizon needs to go down.
Do we have anything that's that bad in this list?
Potentially Sword Art Online?
That is in there, that is true.
Oh god, right, okay, well, to me, if Sword Art goes in there, I would move Log Horizon down to E and Sword Art takes D, in my opinion.
Really?
If I had to choose between watching one again, I do not, all
of Sword Art Online, I would totally swap those around. Genuinely.
No, I'd have to watch Sword Art Online some more. I haven't even watched all the later seasons, but Log Horizon they got onto voting. Let's have a vote. Oh, that's all we're voting. Oh yeah. What about pointless character who's like cute and has all the girls love him, but doesn't do anything? Okay. We're gonna make a boat. There's a train.
Right. The first half of Season 1 of Log Horizon... Fuck you. Put that back. Put that back. I saw that. Put that back. Right. The first half of Sword Art Online Season 1 was genuinely very good.
Yeah,
right?
I would talk like A tier.
Made even better with the abridged. The abridged is S tier, clearly.
What are we talking about? The abridged of which?
Of Sword Art Online.
Oh, Sword Art Online. Oh, yes,
Right.
yes. Oh,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
But I do want to say the thing is, I do find that when you do get a good abridging show, it even makes good animes. It's better than good animes. Like, to me,
Yes.
Dragon Ball Z abridged is better than Dragon Ball Z.
Goblin Slayer abridged is better than Goblin Slayer.
Yes, and Goblin
is.
Slayer itself is amazing, but the abridged just makes it amazing. It's just even better.
So let's right, okay. So we've got the first half. So we've got part A, let's call it, where they've got the Ironcrad shenanigans, right? They're stuck in the game, right? Then we have part B, where for some strange reason he's super powerful black elf. There are no other black elves in the entire game, and he cheats to free Asuna, who should be dead.
He's playing Warframe.
Well, no, I mean in Warframe you could just continuously go up.
Oh no, I meant it was a power fantasy simulator that doesn't actually get power.
Right, and then we have what's it called? Part C, which is the first half of season 2, where he is taking a fucking lightsaber to an what's it called? An M4A1 or an AR-16 or just a fucking assault rifle fight.
You brought a gun to a lightsaber fight,
and it's just like no, that's just like
okay. So my experience is based only on parts 1 and 2. I haven't seen part 2, so I do know is it part 4 where there is the whole I spotted the hilts of the daggers on their hips and knew that meant they were trying to do this.
No, that's part 5.
That's part 5. Okay, yeah.
Oh, actually, no, technically part 6. Sorry.
My word, I didn't realize that much.
Yeah, there's still more, right? There's Alicization part 2, right?
There's a new movie that just came out.
There's several movies. It's like you are like seriously, if you're prepared to watch Sword Art Online over Log Horizon, you are.
I would not want to watch Log Horizon again.
I
don't even want to attempt.
See, at least for him, Sword Art Online would be a new experience. It would be the unknown. Whereas Log Horizon, he knows is bad.
I have watched Alicization. I didn't even finish Alicization, right? The first half of Alicization. It got to a point where I don't remember. I have blanked out so much of Alicization, but all the bad parts of Sword Art Online that I remember are from Alicization. That is what Loz is looking forward to. He is looking for the mental trauma, right?
See, I was about to say, seeing I didn't realize it got up to like part 6 or whatever, and seeing
no, there's more. There's even more.
No, and there's even more, and that those are just things awful. Seeing as I've managed to convince you onto Overlord into C, I will accept Sword Art into F because I think you've got so much more.
Yeah.
I don't know why you continue going to that length because it seems like
everyone kept on telling me it got better.
Okay.
It didn't get better. It got worse.
Yeah, see, to me, Overlord doesn't continue to it doesn't get better, but it continues being on this annoying thing with like points of like, oh, that would have been cool. Can we do more? Oh no, it's gone.
It stays. It doesn't
that'd be cool. That'd be
it's flat line.
No. You can see in the distance. There's like cool things. Like maybe that'll happen, and then we'll either turn direction away from it, or it'll just keep forever into the distance. Just keep moving away from it.
I think so. If I had to choose between Sword Art Online and Log Horizon, hands down, Log Horizon, right? Mm-hmm. Hands down. Right?
I bow to your experience on that. I think you've got the best experience on that. So there we go. We have our E.
Well,
there we go.
Now we just need to
S.
There's our benchmark.
Right.
Next,
what's
Nasuth.
that first one?
That is Ascendance of Bookworm.
I started that. I haven't really managed to get into it. Okay.
So, Nasuth, pick one.
Man, there's so many of these that I don't know.
Just pick one.
Let's do Escaflowne. I don't know.
Now, I haven't watched it recently, so a lot of me is going to be on nostalgia. But to me, it's either going to be, I want to say S, but I remember that's probably nostalgia, so I'm gonna knock it down to A. On I remember the fight being cool, the world being interesting, the mechs being awesome and weird,
Yeah.
But I remember
some
being
of the drama
towards
can
the
be
end. The drama.
some of the drama can go on a bit much.
Part of me
And
wants
of
to
course,
say
there's also
B,
Van Fennel of Fenelia.
king of all Fenalia. Gotta get
Yes.
that right? A part of me wants to say B, only because I can barely remember anything of it. Right?
Oh, that's
I
sad.
know I really enjoyed it, but I part of me feels like it won't hold up to today. Right? I can't see, like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I will acquiesce to A, no way in hell S.
Maybe,
Well-
if we could do in between, maybe a B/A, maybe B. I don't know. I remember, but as you said, make a point. I can't remember. Oh, there was this really badass fight, or there was this. In fact, the only thing I can remember is in like episode 1 that I thought was amazing, where there's a guy. He dies, but he's fighting the people in the suits with just a massive freaking broadsword. Like, it's just like,
That's like episode 2 or 3.
It's episode 2 or 3, okay, but still,
Yeah.
like this guy, like they've all got mechs, and he's just battling them with the giant broadsword.
Yeah.
That is the only thing which really sticks in my mind, because it's like that guy is the biggest badass ever.
Yeah.
Like, that's sticking in my mind. I can't remember anything else.
To me, I remember as much of Escaflowne as I do Spirited Away. Right?
Wow.
But I remember so much more of.
I think we're gonna have to watch
ReZero.
Spirited Away again, because poor Nasuth feels suspended. I think.
No, I want you to watch Escaflowne again.
Oh, I'm
I
fine
would
with
put-
that as well.
I
So
would actually
what,
put
are we-
Escaflowne above Spirited Away.
So are we arguing Spirited Away should go down to B?
Yeah.
No. I would argue that Escaflowne goes in S, but I don't. Like, it would be halfway between.
Yeah. See, I think for me and Xeno, it's halfway between A and B. For you, Nasuth, it's halfway between A and S.
Yeah.
So I am
A.
willing to concede to one of you two on the final choice in that range, though.
A.
A is good.
A is good.
A is good. Because I'm willing to admit there are some things in it that may not. Like I said, there's the drama. There's King Van Fennel, King of all Fenelia.
Fennel, king of all Fenalia.
But yeah, there's also some really, really good stuff, like what happens to what is his name? The really, really crazy guy that's tracking down Van and the girl.
Scarman.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say Scar Boy.
Yeah.
Also-
Delandu. Yes.
No, I thought that was Delande was the mad scientist with the smelloscope vision.
No.
The guy with the giant telescope that could see the future.
No. I don't remember his name, but you're talking about the dildo of fate.
Sorry, you sure you want this today? Okay, right. Let's right.
Let's move on.
Okay, right. Konosuba.
Oh, well,
S.
ooh.
Just
SS.
S.
Yeah.
SS.
Yeah.
Are you really saying?
SS. Right. No. There's other things
I
in
don't
here.
know, because
I'm gonna
Mushoku
say, like, Shield
Tensei.
Hero. Mushoku Tensei is just as good, both SS. But we'll get to that later. But right, Konosuba, its comedy is consistent.
That's true.
And then as the
That is
seasons
true.
go on, it's not like it's losing its focus. It's weaving in that main plot, because without even trying, they're getting on with the main plot of killing the Demon Lord General. I don't even care if they get to the Demon Lord, but they're doing it. They don't make it a big thing. It's not an adventure. It just happens so naturally in the show.
Yeah.
And each of the characters feels complete. They feel rounded. They doesn't feel forced. It's just, I could just watch it over. I could watch it over and over and over and over, and I would never get bored. So far, I mean, maybe the next season's going to let it down, but so far, the 2 seasons and the movie we have are just gold. I would, if I was to give someone, like, someo's getting to
Even
anime,
the dubs are well done. I mean, that's like...
I can watch it dubbed, I can watch it subbed. It's beautiful. I play the app game, I know Xeno doesn't. It's amazing. It still keeps that humor. It expands it. It's lovely. I honestly, I can't. I just could watch it over and over again. The music is beautiful.
It's one of those cases where you have like the perfect ensemble cast where they play off each other and they pick on each other and it's just so good.
Yeah.
Loz is sorry for me. Loz is just like no, you fucking starting, mate, you starting.
Yeah.
No,
it's just
I mean, I saw there was some drag back tests for it, but honestly, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even sit down on the list. I was looking at other things and like, what do I want in SS? And then you drop that, and I'm like, no.
okay.
Konosuba is just,
Okay, no,
I know.
I'm
Yeah,
not going to fight anyone.
I love it. I mean, I would also even say it was something. It probably would be somewhere in my top 10 of getting a non-anime fan into anime would be Konosuba.
Yeah, that's fair. Although I know people that would struggle with the lack of Aqua's garments. I do know people that would struggle with that, but you know, the humor is really good.
But like I say, it's like in anime that you say that thing, people would struggle with it, but that is a case of that in Japan it's different sensibilities than everywhere.
Yes,
and I feel this would be it is a little bit risky compared to what we used to, but it is done in a tasteful way. It's not done like even you've got Kazuma, who's just a lecherous thing, but he doesn't nothing ever happens of it. It never becomes anything really. It's all just so light-hearted in reality with just a little bit of edgy humor. And so people are like, oh look, you can see their ankles a bit too extreme or something. It's like, no, if you think that's why I say it's in my top 10 of things to show people and get them introduced to anime, because if you think this is bad,
yeah, that's a good point.
Very careful going
test. Yeah,
if this pushes you, then you're being careful. You have going forward. You need to be very careful and vet what you're looking at, because this is just light humor of that, not anything nasty in any way.
Okay, fine. I acquiesce. Double S.
Double S.
Yeah, I agree. I think it deserves it, but
right.
Okay.
Here's the question: if after this episode, if I went, let's start watching Konosuba again, would you be like, guys, like,
100%
oh, I don't want to watch
down.
Konosuba?
No, I'm down. Fuck going to sleep.
Watch Konosuba.
Right.
Fuck life. Watch Konosuba.
Next.
Right.
Right. Okay. Loz, you pick one.
I want to go Saga of Tanya the Evil S.
Yep, that's the one. I agree.
I don't know enough about it. This is one that I really do need to watch, though.
It's really fucking good. I remember when it was coming out, I didn't actually finish it, but I rewatched it more recently in preparation for another one of our episodes. I just fucking love it. It's such a good series.
First of all, being any show that in a fun way gets you playing the quote-unquote bad guys is just fun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right?
I love that stuff. It doesn't happen nearly enough in shows.
Then the interactions and the ways we have our isekai protagonist with the basically equivalent of the goddess or god that it's like you get isekai, you see a god or goddess, and then they give you some powers and you get sent into the world, and it's like, oh yeah, go defeat the demon lord. No, this one is, I don't believe in you, God. What? Why don't you believe in me? I'll make you believe in me. I'll be putting you in a horrible situation. I ain't gonna believe in you, God. Damn it, it's still not working. Right, I'm gonna give you superpowers. To use the powers, you have to pray to me. I don't want to do it. You're gonna do it. God damn it, I've got to do it if I want to live. And so that's the thing. Along with Tanya's continuous attempts to try and get herself into a safe, cushy role, and people just twisting that on her. Like, you've done very well. Okay, I want to sit at the back and do some planning of future missions and things. Oh, okay, that's good. Here's a base. You can sit out behind the lines, and it's very comfortable. And we expect you to come up with some good tactics. Tanya comes up with some good tactics. Tanya, you will now go implement these good tactics on the front lines. No.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant series. If you haven't watched it, you should really, put it on your Christmas watch list. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. The voice acting on the dub is also pretty good, as I recall. I've seen a few episodes of the dub.
Yes, it is. It is really good. Yeah. I think it's so much easier to watch the dub because, like, sometimes you get a little lost in what terms they're throwing around and stuff. But okay, now let's go on, pick one.
Oh, my turn. Wait, isn't it? Oh no, wait.
Let's just pick Saga Tanya Ryu.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did Konosuba. Oh jeez. Oh, let's get into this one.
I'm sad that can't be split into two, because if it was
season one is amazing.
If it was season 2, it would be E.
Yep. And so it ends up in B.
No,
I'm maybe A, maybe A.
No, I argue S.
No, I won't let you have it.
Really?
I won't let you have it.
You have to take it as a whole, and it is not an S as a whole.
But the first season is so fucking.
Season
but the
1
second season is so fucking bad.
And it's not bad that it's like, I mean, and obviously, if you want to see why we're saying it's bad, go watch last week. Where we
Go watch last
discussed it
week's,
later.
yeah.
But it's like, one of the reasons why it cuts so deep that it's bad is you can see the potential there. You can see, and you know, and from season one, you know that how the blueprint of how this should go well. And then you're just watching it being like, when will we get the slow moments? When will we get the character development? Why are we rushing this? Why is
when will we get the feels?
When will the feels
Never.
happen?
We will never
and
have
when you
the
make me
feels.
care, and none of it happens, and you're just like, no. So I mean, I want to slightly claw that back down to B again. I might submit, but
A.
And I love.
I don't know.
I
I just don't know if we can justify A though. I'm with
I
Laws
can.
and B.
Like it's so much better than the fucking like, even with how jank season 2 is, right? I argue it's like the whole thing is much more memorable than the likes of any of the other things that we currently have on A.
I agree.
I was gonna say, here's the. Would you rather watch all of ReZero again or all of Shield Hero again?
I would rather watch all of Shield Hero again, even with the
I would
jank
agree.
season
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, no, that's true. But the problem it has is not that. The problem it has is not, do I want to rewatch it again? Though, saying that, as I said last week, since season 2 came out, I have not rewatched season 1 again, and I used to rewatch season 1 probably once a month.
I would
The problem
rather...
is, it's got the Game of Thrones, the Star Wars problem, right? And the Doctor Who problem. Is that what happens later ruins what comes before.
Fair, but I would still rather rewatch all of Shield Hero than Saga of Tanya the Evil.
At this point, I wouldn't. I'd probably go watch Tanya. And that's saying something.
So I'm fine with it being an A. But
all right. We'll leave it an A.
Well, a fight. If I was to give it something, it would be A crossing over into B. But we can't do halves.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We can't.
Right.
That season 2. I honestly think they should just scrap it and redo it.
No, I do completely agree with you.
It poisons the whole thing.
But at least it's not like Log Horizon bad. Right. Okay.
Yeah, but, okay. No, but Log Horizon bad is just good potential that just squanders away. It's like at least you feel it. You feel it like draining from you. Whereas
Shield
Hero,
Hero's
you're given
actively
a gem.
punching you in the face.
Yeah.
Okay. Ascendance of a Bookworm.
I have not seen this.
B. Right.
Well, seeing as Xena's the only one that's seen it, can you justify B though?
Yeah, no, I can. Right. So basically, I feel Ascendance of a Bookworm is not watchable unless the full season is out. Right? You cannot watch this on a week by week basis. You know how you get some shows that are just like, you know, it's amazing to like even Gundam, Witch from Mercury. You know, we theorize what the actual events are that are going on in the background, right? You know, while we've got the week wait, we're like, oh, what could this leave? You know, it was only a couple of weeks ago, Loz, we were talking about all the theory crafting inside. But there are some shows that are just like, they're enjoyable, but only because you can watch them back to back, because not a great deal happens. The progression is more realistic, it's a lot slower and things like that. That is Ascendance of a Bookworm. I watched seasons 1 and 2 relatively recently in English, and not a great deal of progression happens within a single season. So
it's a slow life. It's a slow life.
It is.
Whatever.
It is. Right? And it does have a lot of character depth to it, a lot of progression, a lot of, you know, but it is slow. It is slow as hell, and I just cannot. I don't know how people. I think season 3 came out in spring this year. I don't know how anyone watched it week on week. I genuinely don't. It's a good series, don't get me wrong, but like, it's slow as fuck.
So as a whole, it's good, but the parts just are frustrating. It's just there's not. Yeah,
Yes.
the whole thing is nice, but when you chop it up, each one feels lacking.
Yes. So that's why it's B for me.
Okay. Sounds a little more like a C to me, but you know, whatever.
I'm not putting that next to fucking Overlord. Fuck that noise.
Well, again, for me, Overlord should be like D or E, but yes, yeah.
Right. Loz.
I want to take Slime and put it on
This one?
C. And I like it next to Overlord because I like slime. There's quite a lot about, and you might feel that's quite low, but to me, by the way, the way that I look at this is C is kind of like a normal. That's like, I mean, in most things it's like considered a pass or whatever. You know, sometimes B is, but C is kind of
middle of the
average.
road.
And like Overlord, it's average, but it's Overlord has some really good bits, but it's kind of just the average is quite low in it. Whereas the average I feel is quite higher in slime, and there are some good bits, but it's just kind of. Yeah, it's nothing. There's quite a lot of nice redeeming factors about slime, but at the same time, it's just I just feel it's just as time goes on, it just drags itself down a bit. So
So you say it's like a C verging on B.
See,
yeah, exactly, yeah. And I wanted to aim a little bit low on that because of it. So I don't think if you guys want to say it should be higher, I'd be quite impressed. But
I think C is the right place for it. I think for me personally. Season 1, the majority of season 1, it's only like towards the very end that it kind of goes, I would put that in an A. But then season 2 just amounts to fuck all, which makes me want to put it in an E. Sorry, not an E, a D.
I think C is fair for overall for it. Yeah. I think it's quite consistent. There are some things I really like about it. There's some things which just really annoy me, like that the characters just get power boosts out of nowhere because the main character either gives them a name and things, and that fair enough. That's one time, and it just keeps happening and things. And
it's more than that though. Like the whole fight in season 2, part 1, between Rimuru and Weird Night Girl, who's supposed to be the student of the one he actually defeats, and yet she's fuck tons more powerful. It's like, hold on,
what do you mean the one he actually defeats? He doesn't defeat her master. Her master gets consumed by Ifrit.
What?
I think.
Say again.
Who's the master of this person you said he defeated?
The one that was the one with the mask.
Yeah.
The one that he assimilates the look of.
No, she got consumed by Ifrit. She couldn't choose her body.
By Ifrit, right.
He didn't defeat her at all. She got consumed by Ifrit because Ifrit was put inside of her, and eventually she was just wearing out, and it just.
Oh, so it's Phoenix. It's Dark Phoenix. Gotcha.
Not really. But anyway.
No.
But yeah, no, it's. Yeah, no, I'm firmly on C for that.
Yeah,
the power scales just feel all over the place.
I mean, obviously that.
And then there's the waste of space of episodes.
Would I rewatch it? Which would I choose out of that over Overlord? I like slime more. I was thinking about putting it in B, but there's just points which just annoy me and it drags down. It just there's points which I just would just skip if I rewatched it. Yeah. And so I just want to say C. But I like it. I like it. I like Overlord. I like slime. I like slime more than Overlord. But I just want to say C because I'm just like it's just. And then you remember gazebos, and that's why it stays in C.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, we have to pause our gazebo meeting to have a side meeting before returning to our gazebo meeting to plan how we're going to our next meeting.
Yeah.
It's no.
Right.
C.
Go on, Nasuth.
So I am going to pick another non-traditional one. I'm going to take Inu Yasha, and I'm going to put it in B. Zeno, you still haven't watched Inu Yasha, yeah.
No.
LOz, have you watched it? I can't remember. No. So the reason I put it there is the isekai part of it is somewhat less important, but it is still a factor. Like, she does want to go home. She does occasionally go back and forth between the two worlds when she figures out a way. But it's more about, this grand quest to restore this magic gem that can, prevent the demons from taking over their world. And you've got this complicated relationship between Kagome and Inuyasha that you see growing as time goes on. You're introduced to Inuyasha's brother, who's like a full demon, and they have a really complicated relationship but you also come to understand why it's like this, and that the brother Shishomaru, just to name him, isn't really that bad, and it's got that it's not, I don't know if I'd say it's shonen per se, but it's sort of like a mix between shoujo and shonen, I'd say. But you've got that they gain abilities as they go, but the ability gains feel natural. It's not just suddenly you have a power boost. It's they have to do something to get it. I think it's a really good watch. I think people should go see it if they haven't. It's classic anime, so you may struggle a bit with the dub, but You know, it's still I think the manga is still going. I'm not sure.
How long is it?
Oh, it is many episodes. It's over 100. I believe.
Fuck.
I believe.
I was like, this sounds on par with Escaflowne, and then you said words, and I'm like, oh, never mind. Never mind.
Luckily, we have the power of the internet, and we can go look 2000 to 2004. That's not gonna tell me the actual
7
number.
seasons.
Yeah, 7 seasons.
I mean, that's fine. Let's you know.
It's probably 13 per season.
I don't
167.
call that classic. It's like hardly classic. It's like post 2000 animation. It's like, oh, it's classic. It's like, no, it really isn't.
It's still pretty classic.
It's 167 episodes.
Nice.
Classic. That's about that time.
Right. So yeah, I can appreciate this being in a B.
Yeah.
That's a lot to watch.
It is a there we go. Sorry.
Right.
That is a lot to watch.
Okay.
But, you know, a lot of people watched it on Adult Swim as it was coming out, and you know, they get that whole nostalgia factor to it, too.
All right. I am gonna go with No Game, No Life. And
That's what that is.
Double S.
No.
Double S.
S.
Ooh.
Double S.
S.
Double S.
I would say double S, but the fact that it just
Why
stops. The fact that it
Well,
just stops is so frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
That's not the fault of fucking what's called the series. That's fucking Madhouse deciding to drop another fucking show again.
But you still have to deal with it. You still have to be like, man, I want you to watch this amazing show, but let me warn you, you're gonna be frustrated at the end because it stops.
Okay,
You're not gonna, nobody's gonna want to watch that.
Can we drop Spirited Away down to a B because it does exist?
What?
Well, you're saying what's called drop it down to an S because it just stops. I mean, okay, have you actually watched the movies as well? It's like the movie as well.
Oh shit, there's a movie? No, I didn't know.
Right, so it's a prequel movie that basically sets up the whole world setting for.
Oh.
I hate you both.
That doesn't solve the problem of it having a like. Yeah, now we're gonna.
So just like that, Loz just gets cut off.
Yeah, that's what it was.
exactly.
That's exactly how the show goes. It's like, yeah, this is amazing. I've done this amazing victory, and now I'm gonna take this.
Yeah.
And like the show you've been watching has decided to stop functioning. It's like Dead Man Wonderland would be the same. No, I also memorable points I can remember from this. I remember the cool fight with tricking people. It's been a while since I've rewatched this, but tricking people with the fact that they didn't know what a nuclear weapon was.
Yeah.
And I remember that towards the end, its whole premise of being clever, there's the bit where he like has to die or fall asleep or something, and one of the last bits, and it just doesn't have the same knack as the earlier stuff does. It kind of peters out, in my opinion, towards the end. There's that one where he just kind of fudges it at the end, isn't there? When he's like he has to die or something, and he doesn't die, and he tricks it because he did. Uno reverse card.
No,
My attention did kind of wander towards the end.
Yeah. No, it's about people remembering. It's not about the
yeah.
So they're sharing each other's memories and removing pieces from the board and stuff. But it's down to if there are enough pieces removed from the board, will other people remember them? And oh god, not Shiro. Fuck, what's her name? Shit, what's the sister's name? I can't remember.
I don't remember. Blank.
Sister.
Yeah, sister basically remembers him. And then ends up finishing off the game, and they come back into existence, and they share their memories with each other. So
yeah,
they have the grand plan.
Thought it was just like fudging it. It just
fine.
I have not rewatched it. I've not really had much impetus to rewatch it. I was annoyed and I wanted more. But I'm like, it wasn't SS. Konosuba I could watch endlessly.
Yeah, but the thing
I'd finish Konosuba and
such...
would start watching Konosuba again.
There is such a huge like cult following behind No Game No Life that are still to this day dreaming over a season 2.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's still not Konosuba level. It does not deserve to be next to Konosuba.
If people were to turn, sorry, if a studio turned around and said like, right, if you chop off your right hand, right, we'll make a season 2. Fucking people would do it. I'd fucking do it.
If
Right.
Konosuba ended after season 1, I would probably also drop it down.
Fine.
Maybe even lower, maybe even A.
Yeah, like we've been saying for some shows that the actual extra content actually diminishes, like Shield Hero. I mean, I think this ruins it. Konosuba's extra content only makes it just keeps going higher.
Fine.
Yeah.
The movie is just like this beautiful pinnacle.
Fine.
We finally beat him down. We did it. We did it.
Fucking ass.
Well, it's just his absolute crusade is the problem, and he wants it to be up there, but
I watch it
good,
so.
but
I've seen it so many times.
I
It
know,
is
but
really
it's
good.
not-
I mean, it is
it's not
really
as
good. But S
good.
is still amazing. You know,
Yeah.
if you think about it, S is still super high.
Fine.
I fucking love Tanya the Evil. I rewatched it so many times. So I'm like,
Fine.
being on par with that is fine. That's really high
Fine.
praise.
I'm fucking saying fine. Move on to
I
the
know,
next
but I'm trying
fucking
to
show
challenge you
already.
that you can't stick it at SS just because you want a
Should be
second
SS.
season, and it's not going to make
Should
it.
no, even with the first season, it's still really fucking good. Even with the
Yes,
prequel movie, it's still
so's
fucking
Tanya. Tanya got a movie. It's good, and some extra episodes, and that's why
good.
it's in
Fucking
SS,
do that show.
not SS.
Dickhead SS.
Is it mine?
I don't know. I think it's maybe Loz's. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. Because I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's 3 left. I think. I don't. What have we got? What's the third one down there?
Beast
Oh,
and
there's
the Boy
Beast
or
and the
something
Boy.
like that.
No idea what
Yeah.
it is. I've not watched
Neither do
Devil
I.
Part-Timer.
Oh,
I
well,
have.
I've never watched it
Next
either.
one after that?
Zero no Tsukaima or Familiar of Zero.
What? What is that?
That's an Isekai
Is it? Have I not seen it? I love these guys. Do you know, I'm going to do Kongmin.
Oh yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I still haven't watched it, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
that's fair. I did feel, again, later on, it did kind of meh. I love the concept. I love some of it. I think I did watch the ending, but I haven't rewatched like episodes 11 and 12, sat through them. It's good, but I just...
It's a really good concept. They just
It's-
can't carry it through a whole season.
No. I think they
No, I
can,
feel-
but that's
yeah.
it. You're not left wanting more, right? You're not craving season 2 of No Game No Life out of this thing, right?
Okay.
You're
all
not
right.
jonesing for Kongmin. Your boy Kongmin is really good, right?
Really fun.
But I question whether or not they'd fuck up a second season just by doing a second season, right?
Yeah.
So it's really good. It's really fun, but I don't think it goes beyond that.
Like, they'd have to do something crazy for season 2. Like, there's things they could do, just to say, because there's good potential. One thing I would love to see is if another one of the Three Kingdoms strategists appeared as well, and so it was Kongming trying to outcompete.
Oh,
That's the kind of thing they have to do to make it interesting, because that's the other thing about this season is I'm pretty sure I can't think of a single time I think Kongming loses in this season. He just wins every time, and so it does get a bit like. It is really cool that the methods he utilizes to win, but you kind of want to have him lose one time just so you can feel the stakes of it. But he doesn't. He always just like, but by
That's
the
a
way,
problem in a lot of
reverse.
It's a problem in a lot of isekai, though, isn't it?
Guys.
But it's the way you go about doing it. Because in
Yeah.
this, you're never really watching it from Kongmin's point of view. It's normally like the characters around him, and then it's like what they watch as Kongmin executes his strategy, and it always wins. So you never see him doing much of the setup. Or if you see him doing the setup, it's like someone watching him like, what's he doing over there? Oh, that's interesting. And then the setup, he plays his cards, and then he always wins. And it's just like... So yeah, to spice it up, they'd have to do something like, and it would have been good if they did in season 1 even, that another one of the Three Kingdom strategists, I can't remember what it's like, Cao, I think still not, I can't remember the other one, that came along. No, Cao's the leader, I don't know who the strategy is, but they appeared as a foil to him, so that, and they were, again, they like come in and they see what he's doing, and at first they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm doing this, like, fine, well, I'll find my own songstress and I'll make them be your songstress, because that's what we're gonna do. And he's like, why would you do this? Like, because
Rap battle!
we're gonna do this across time. They have that already.
Right.
Strategy rap battle.
High stakes rap battle.
Yeah. So that they could do that, and it would have the potential. They'd have to do something like that, and it could work. But if they just did as season 1 into season 2, where like more things happen, he would just win every time. It's just Kongming wins, and that's cool at first. You're like, oh, this is so clever and everything, but it just gets a bit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Right.
Little one
Nasuth?
notey.
Yes, there you go. For a musical thing, that was a perfect
Yeah.
analogy.
Nasuth?
Right. So, I only
Well,
know
hang
two
on.
more of these.
Can I check? Does anyone? So the ones I picked up. So yeah, we all know Dragon Maid. We all know Mushoku Tensei. What's that next one? We might have to do these as a team. You see? What's that?
I don't think either.
I don't think any of
can do
us. Yeah, I don't think any of us have seen this one, unfortunately.
Right.
But it was. It was on like all the lists. So maybe we should.
Yes.
Maybe
It's a
we should.
movie, though.
I don't think we
It is a
deserve to
movie,
put
yeah.
it on a list because I
Yes.
don't feel that's fair.
Yeah.
No,
It'll
we
have
can't-
to stay
we
off.
can't put it on the list.
Yeah. Right. Devil's a part-timer. Who's watched that?
I've seen that.
Okay. And then what's the last one?
Familiar of Zero. I've seen that.
Oh, you
Okay.
see. Okay. So Xeno can do those two,
Yeah.
and so yeah, Nasuth's gonna pick from what you got.
Well, I am gonna have to take Mushoku Tensei and I'm gonna put that in SS because it is just that good. I mean, remember I binged it the first night I watched. I saw it. You know, I love how the world feels. I love how realistic it is. I love that Rudy has to actually, reason through things. He sometimes gets in trouble, like with the demon girl that, he's like, oh, I'm going to totally get my eye replaced. And yeah, or fails to protect people, or, has that whole touching scene with his dad after they reunite.
Yeah,
or...
there's so many good. No, one of the good scenes. It's kind of a short, quick moment, but it's kind of good. It's, that Rudy holds back on saving some people because he wants to make the moment perfect that he goes in, and one of them gets killed in that moment, and it's such a harrowing moment, and it's like they could have saved them, and like the other characters are confused as to why he didn't. Rigid is really confused. Like, I could have saved them, you held me back, and it wasn't because he literally has no reason to explain it. He was literally just holding back so it could be a dramatic moment where
so he'd be like he's gonna be a hero.
Even though he could have done them, but he wanted to be the best moment of being the hero. It's like, you already were the hero. You need to save them, but he was playing it. It was like, it's such a quick, harrowing moment, but it really what was one of the key moments that harrows home to him, that this isn't a game.
Yeah,
this isn't,
There
everything
are
is playing to
stakes.
keep Yeah,
he does have that like a few times, but okay, hear me out. All right, I feel that it should be an S.
no.
Because I said, hear me out.
Yeah, I said, but keep going.
I think one of the failings of Mushoku Tensei is probably like potentially the only failing, is that realistically it is so much harder to watch on a week-by-week basis. It's like, it really feels like if you're not binging this, it is like, don't get me wrong, it is fantastic. It's still a brilliant series. But there are so many things that I lose focus on that are like more subtle, because I'm rewatching it with a friend. And
it's one of those where you really need a
geez,
recap per episode to be like, here are the important plot threads that you should be following.
Yeah, like there's so many points that I'm just like, geez, I completely forgot that even happened, right?
Wait, I'm confused. You're saying when you watched it with a friend, episode by episode, you needed the time in between to think about it, or
no. So we're watching it several episodes at a go, and I'm just like, oh my god, I completely forgot that even happened.
So you're making sort of new connections as you because there's not time in between. You're remembering bits and pieces. This doesn't seem. This seems like a failing in you, not failing in the show.
Well, I mean, Nasuth also binge watched the whole thing, and he was able to do that. And loved it, yeah. But he didn't actually have the opportunity to go through on a week-by-week basis.
I hate watching stuff that way anyway, to be honest. I would much rather watch it all at once, because I do, even on, unless it's really simple stuff, I forget a lot between episodes.
But even on shows like Konosuba, right, you can watch it on a week-by-week basis and get the maximum enjoyment.
Well, yeah, because there's not a whole lot of depth going on there.
Yeah, no. See, one thing the example you gave us, for example, of Ascendance of Bookworm, and you said that you need to binge it because there's not really enough per episode, so you really need to watch the whole thing in one go. Now you got Mushoku Tensei, which every episode is a
it's packed full
of currents and sprinkles on top, and a small scene with a diorama of each different episode with cake elements. So there's so much depth in there. And now you're saying, oh, this one has too much per episode, I need to binge this. So no, you can't have it both ways, and just
you can have it both ways.
No, you're wrong. No, I understood.
I can see his point.
That's fine. I can't. No, I can understand the Ascendance of Bookworm because I like the concept as a whole, but it's kind of slow. Each piece, when I chopped it up, it's kind of like there's not much there. This, you can watch it in one go, and then you can rewatch it again and discover different things. You can chop it up and go, okay, I'm only watching one episode 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna think about it before 3 and 4, and you'll discover something new in it. Rewatching it, there's so much more there. So no, I'm not gonna let you knock this down for that.
I could feel Loz's passion boiling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my genuine question to you, right? Do you feel that it is a plus point to rewatching shows and there is still yet more to discover?
Yeah, it's a plus point. That's why I love Shield Hero Season 1.
What the hell are you constantly discovering in Shield Hero Season 1?
I told you about this last week. You rewatch it and you think about, right, I'm going to watch this show, but instead I'm only going to think entirely of Rafteria's perspective. I'm going to watch it, I'm just going to think of the interactions of Naofumi between the characters. Instead of just glazing over scenes, I'm going to entirely watch it and try and think about every time he interacts with a human, or remember that, and then the effect of that interaction on the next time he talks to a human, and the next one, and how does it change? I'm going to watch it, but I'm just going to focus on the background. I'm going to watch it and see how he affects with weapons and things. I love Shield Hero Season 1 so much. I feel I learned something new about it each time.
Loz's brain is just built different.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. The distinct part I remember in Mushoku Tensei that I was like, fuck, that happened? So if you remember when the team end up in that coastal town, right? It's the same time Roxy and her group end up in the town and they're crossing paths, right? Yep. There's one episode where it's told from the team's point of view, and then the following episode is told from Roxy's point of view. And during Roxy's point of view, you actually see her observing Rajoud and Eris
on the beach.
Practice training, right? What I didn't pick up on the first time in the previous episode was you actually see Roxy watching them, right? Yeah. I completely missed that.
Wow.
Right, and we have to knock the show down for that? I don't.
Loz,
it's failing in you.
Loz,
you need to take yourself out of this. Just because you didn't see something doesn't affect the show. No, we're supposed to be neutral, objective viewers. You're not. You're like,
not.
I didn't see something, and that's it.
Right. Loz, we're not being objective. We're being subjective because otherwise we wouldn't knock Sword Art Online into the toilet from our own personal opinions.
Bad.
Do you have a badometer?
Like you said, my brain is built differently.
Okay. I can see Xeno's
that is my
point.
favorite Gundam.
By the way, I am conceding to this, right? You know, fine. You can have it in SS, right? I have made my case.
No, your case is weak ass.
I just want to say I see Xeno's point, but it's not a failing. It's not a failing of the show. It's a failing of a lack of recap. Because they have to fit so much other stuff into the show.
That's part of the show.
There's no time for recap and to be like, here's the important, you know, like even shows like Babylon 5 back in the day would be like, here's some stuff that happened 2 seasons ago that you may have forgotten. Let's remind you of it now.
Yeah, at the start, shows do that with like a little snippet of like 3 or 5 seconds.
Yeah. That's really all it needs.
I'm Bester. Bester came to station seasons ago.
But the show, like, it's still like,
One of my favorite ones was Supernatural. In Supernatural, because there's 15 seasons of the fucking show, and they had characters come back like 5 seasons apart. Instead of forcing you to remember, they'd actually give you like a highlight of this is who this character is that you're going to see during this episode.
Yeah, they were here for 2 episodes 5 seasons ago, and they did this.
Exactly.
Just so you're aware of what they can do.
Yeah. Things like, remember, this character went through a loss of a family member. Like, oh yeah, that did happen. Right, okay. Right, go on, Nasuth.
Well, there's only one left that I know, and that is...
No, Nasuth did...
Nasuth I did Mushoku Tensei. Yeah, it's Xeno's turn.
Right, apologies. Right. The devil is a part-timer. Right. Now, if this was just when it came out, like, years ago, I would have put this at B, right? However, it has not aged well at all, and is a firm D. It's a firm D.
Wow.
Yes, right. So basically the premise is it's a reverse isekai where you've got the demon lord who the world setting is actually really interesting. They've got a demon lord who his domain is like arid, it's devoid of the ability to grow food and so on and so forth. So the demon lord ends up restructuring the whole demon empire, the nation, right, the whole kingdom, so that it does have a ruler and someone to direct it and everything. And they end up invading the human kingdom so that they can plunder its resources because they've literally got nothing to survive on, and it's like the only course of action they have available to them.
It sounds a lot like I'm Quitting Heroing.
Yes, it does, right? But there's a lot more backstory to I'm Quitting Hero.
Right.
But the humans faction, they end up having a hero who ends up, rallying to the charge, and the human side eventually gets organized after the demon side ends up conquering 3/5, well, including its own territory. It ends up like conquering 3/5 of the landscape. The human side ends up reclaiming 3 of the 5ths that it lost, right? And ends up destroying the demon nation, and effectively the demon lord and one of his generals ends up fleeing to our world, right? To Tokyo. So it's a reverse isekai and everything. And the whole idea is that he has no power here and ends up getting a job at McDonald's, right? That's pretty much the whole premise. And it worked for the time when it came out back in, like, I want to say 2013, right? Maybe even older than that. But now when we've got other isekais that dwarf it by comparison, right? Even reverse isekais, like, it just doesn't hold up. And the second season, like, which only just recently came out, done by a completely different studio, the art style is completely different. It doesn't go I don't like the massive change in the art style, but they introduced this like baby character who is born from like a peach.
Okay.
I want to say it's a peach, right? And it's sent from the other world, and apparently is the child of the holy warrior and the demon lord. And it's just like, well, the nature of this child existing from a peach, like, instantly you should just go, no, we don't know who the fuck this is, right? We should not take it at face value that because it's calling him Papa and her Mama, that it's actually their child. So, like, but they just accept it, and I just couldn't continue watching it. It was awful.
I remember tracking that kid down for Notice Me Senpai, and yeah, it looks terrible. It just looked awful.
It does. So that's why it's firmly in a D.
Right. Well, I guess LOZ only has one left. Where do you want to put it, LOZ?
S.
As it should be.
Really? From you?
I know it's not my favorite, but it's not because it's bad. It's just because it's not for me.
Okay.
I actually didn't like Dragon Maid at first. I thought it was really weird, and Xeno was saying it was great. I thought it was weird, and I thought it was I even judged it really harshly, thinking that the reason why Kobayashi was a girl, like, wait a minute, shouldn't this be a guy? Isn't this character coded a guy? What is going on here? Gave it some time. Rewatched season 1, watched into season 2, watched the things in between, rewatched it all. Actually appreciate it a lot more. Love it. Think it's really great. Completely, though I felt that at first, completely don't think that. Kobayashi is just, it's still a girl, but just not a normal, like, how you'd see it is like, she's very guy-ish, but she's a tomboy.
She's a tomboy, yeah.
So
it's nice to see that.
I thought maybe there was some silly agenda thing going on. There is in the translations of it, but there's nothing in the Japanese stuff. It's really I like it. Some people might say, like, oh well, they've got big boobs and there's characters this and yeah, and it's being that. It's like, no, I don't
dragons.
even notice that. To me, it's just Japan being Japan.
Yeah. That's where they keep their fire.
Have you watched Western media? Like, people don't look like that either.
Yeah. Yep.
You know.
Oh.
But so what for you, Loz, stops it being an SS?
Though I love it, I've rewatched clip show parts of it. I've watched YouTube bits where they take Toru being silly, Kana being cute moments, things like that. I think this is actually, it does get fixed by what would potentially be season 3 and 4. Okay. I do feel that seeing as you've got this, and I love the fact it's got such a, there's so many moments that I even watch and I reflect on. It's, you know, there's some good inspirational points to take from the show. I know that there's this looming other world and all this fancy elements, and part of me, which is a bit silly, maybe a bit childish, wants to see more of that stuff.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And I know that does come more into the later stuff, but there's a part of me that goes, no, I don't need that. This is just lovely slice of life, and I'll happily rewatch this again and again.
So I'm on a similar note. I do really love this, and I would happily watch it again and again and again. Would I watch Dragon Maid over Mushoku? Wait, we put Mushoku Tensei in. Yeah, I'd probably watch Dragon Maid over Mushoku Tensei. I don't know if I'd watch it over Konosuba. And I think the fact that it's a reverse Isekai is what
helps
is
it stand out.
No, it's what's knocking it down. Because
you think?
So much
okay.
more. It's because there's so much more of the world that you could go and visit, and it's so new and things. But we are so familiar with our world, right? We are familiar with the inner workings of, you know, how companies work and things like that. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that I can never remember her name. What's the Order Dragon that Toru?
Elma.
Oh, that also works at the office.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I love the fact that when Elma finally learns how to program the things. Kobayashi gives. Was it Kobayashi? Yeah, Kobayashi gives her basically the work that Kobayashi's been covering Elma for, right? And it's just like, you know, yeah, Kobayashi's been doing all your work because you don't know how to do any of this stuff. So, you know, I really, really like that because, you know, you see that in real life. But I think that it's just like, well, I mean, that's taken away the shine of it. So, yeah. No, I'm in agreement. S is fine. I'm good with S. So, as we can't do...
I think, just to say, I think it covers a lot more mature points. It has, at the same time, does have some nice kiddie humor and some silly humor. It's a really good round show. I will watch it more times than I'm going to watch Mushoku Tensei again. But Mushoku Tensei just feels more meaningful and just like an amazing gem. Also,
as an example of slice of life, it's amazing. As an example of an isekai,
it's good, just not amazing.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
I also, I do think that the fact that they've changed several parts for the localization of the dub also doesn't necessarily sit well with any of us.
Yeah, China deflating everything, and then the English version having an agenda with some of Lukoa's lines. And Lukoa's lines.
Well, it's Toru and Lukua.
Oh, is it Toru as well? I don't. Yeah, probably is actually. I think it is. But
no, it's like their interaction sort of thing.
Oh yeah. But I do think the anime adaptation is actually apparently is also really good because they do additions. The whole arc with the sports festival is apparently, this is what I've read on Reddit, is anime only. It's not in the manga.
Wow.
And that's I feel a really good moment for a lot of the characters.
Right. And as we have no idea what Boy and the Beast is, the last one is Zero no Tsukaima. This is... for the love of God. A part of me wants to say... Which should I say was like... Didn't I say one was really forgettable?
No.
I thought...
It's so forgettable you've forgotten about it.
Yeah, it's... I want to put it in a B. Alright. I definitely want to say it's better than... oh, God.
Overlord and
Overlord.
Slime.
But like this is like probably the low end of B, where effectively you have so the idea is like, imagine a Harry Potter-esque world. There are 5 different elements. So you've got earth, wind, water, and
Captain Planet.
fire. Sorry, Captain Planet. Yeah. But the detached 5th element is void, right? So the whole idea is that Louise, I think it's Louise, she's like a really awful witch. She's awful at whatever she's doing, you know, or sorceress or whatever you want to call her. You know, she's terrible at what she's doing, and every experiment she does, or every magic spell she does, it explodes in her face, and it's because she's attuned to void magic, right? So they're being taught in the basic elements, but she's being, you know, it doesn't gel with how she does things because she's a void mage. But the idea is, at some point in time, they have to summon a familiar, and
I think I have seen this.
Right, she ends up summoning a human boy from our world, whereas everyone else is like summons spirits or dragons or, you know, lizards or whatever, actual animals. She ends up summoning a real life human boy, and he basically is like, you know, he has to do what she says effectively. However, it's just like, how the fuck are you expecting me to do that, right? I can't, like, you know, breathe underwater. I can't fucking fly. I'm a guy. So, and he gets into a lot, and it's also, it's very much the same. It is the same voice actress who does Taiga from Toradora and Shana from Shakugan no Shana. It's very tsundere. Like, you know, Louise is just like, she'll just beat the shit out of you because she's flustered. So that's why
I have a given that in my anime assets.
Yeah. So it's just, you know, there she is. It's just a B. You know.
Well, there you go.
So it's got a few seasons as well, I think. But yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell.
There you go. I think it's that's not bad. I mean, so these are the ones that all these websites said were amazing, and we've mostly clustered on the high end, but you know,
I'll also highlight the more recent stuff is what is like commonly shared amongst them.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Anime Planet and My Anime List had No Game No Life, but AniList didn't. Again, Konosuba, I don't know if that was common between all of them, but they all had like fucking slime. They all had Mushoku Tensei.
Overlord, so yeah.
The more recent stuff is definitely more commonly shared amongst all of them. But,
unsurprising. I mean, Isekai has been getting more and more popular. I mean, it's at saturation point at this point. You know.
Oh god, yeah. But I'll always say, better to have more Isekai shows than sodding high school shows.
Fair.
Let's have another high school drama. And then we've got fucking Eminence and Shadow just appears in the background.
LOL.
Fuck. And no, before you ask, Loz, I have not finished that episode. Right.
Let's talk about thongs.
All I know is apparently slime boobs.
Slime boobs.
So let's move on.
Right.
Oh God, there's a line at the end where the main character's like, "Oh, this is clearly she's a really serious person." The fact that she just covers herself in so much slime, I'm like, what? Wait, the main character is just brain dead. He honestly flat
He is. Right, okay, so it's time to move on to the supporter questions for this episode. So, Zrugel says, Xeno says, before we start the supporter questions, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for listening to our podcast so far. We really appreciate all the likes and the comments everyone leaves. And Nasuth really needs to drop Spirited Away down to a B. Zrugel also...
Well, it's a good thing Xeno said that and not Zrugel.
So Zrugel asks, do British websites use biscuits instead of cookies? What?
You know how websites use cookies?
What do you mean? Oh, fuck you so much.
It's not me, it's Rugel.
No, I genuinely thought you meant the food snack for... he means, like, you know, cookies for your browser.
Yeah, browser cookies.
Instead, do we call them biscuits?
But we do have cookies.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I've been trying to
you
explain
don't.
this to Nasuth for fucking ages.
Look,
and
look.
Android.
I think, look. Here's a cookie.
No.
We can't.
Look,
No.
Yeah, it just says cookie on it.
No.
Yeah, look. This is what a cookie looks like. You see, look. You've got chocolate chunks in a biscuit thing. This is a cookie.
See, you just said biscuit.
Cookie.
But
yeah,
also,
look,
that's...
a cookie is a subsection of biscuit. I would find it in the biscuit aisle, like Bourbons.
Also the bakery aisle,
Bourbons biscuits. Sorry, Bourbons cookies are both biscuits.
You
right?
also argued that
but
cookies are a lot
Bourbon
softer than...
It's not a cookie. You would call it a cookie. That's the difference.
Look what you've done. Let's move on. So, Ghost Turkey Christmas Tree Nasuth says, Happy holidays. A lot of people have specific movies or shows they like to watch every year, like Rocky Horror or Halloween or...
On Halloween.
Oh, on Halloween. Or Hudson Hawk on the 4th of July. I have no idea what that one is. Is there a Christmas-themed anime worthy of becoming a yearly watch? Fuck.
I know a lot of people say Tokyo Godfather. Is it Tokyo Godfathers? Where they they find the little baby and it's like a wintertime.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I know a lot of people say that. I've never watched it though.
I wouldn't say a whole anime, but the Christmas-esque episodes of shows are...
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Right, so let's move on to the next one. Nasuth needs to scroll down. Cool. Hureli Mating Press. What the fuck?
I don't know.
Christmas specials are important in anime, as important as their beach episodes and hot spring episodes. Can the cast explain why, objectively, the Love Hina Christmas special is not only the best Christmas special, but also why they didn't need to make any other special after that to repeat the same drama?
No. Are you basically saying we need to go watch and review?
No, we don't. No, we don't.
I'd really rather not.
Also, just to add in here, right? Clearly, the only reason why it would be the best one is it's shamelessly plugging KFC. Right.
No, it's the best Love Hina Christmas special because it's the only Love Hina Christmas special, and they don't need to make another one after that because Love Hina is terrible.
Let's move on. Okay, the Game Awards was last week as of the episode release, and it debuted a game that many people weren't expecting, but were definitely hoping for. I wonder if this is just going to be a statement or if he actually has a question. Hades has a uniquely anime style and great narrative, so we're expecting the same from Hades too. Would you like to see an anime inspired by the series of games? Yeah, sure, why not?
Never played it, but I don't see why not. I know a lot of people like it. It's supposed to have a really good attitude and humor and everything. So yeah, sure, why not? Sure.
I've watched a number of people play through Hades, and yeah, it looks like, and there's so much in there, like, and you have to play it again and again and again in order to actually get all the content from it. So. Right, but yes, let's move on to the comments from last week. First, we have the news. Stromus Voichel says, Loz should put a black screen instead of a white one so he can be Loz in shadow. That was an Eminence in Shadow joke. I'll see myself out. Oh my god. Drugel says, I'm sold on CG Trigun. I hope it's good though.
See, to me, if you say, I hope it's good, though, you're not sold on it. You'd be like, oh, man.
No. I can get behind this, because this is basically saying, like, the advertisements are selling you that it's, but we've had that with so many things where, like, the adverts are just hyping the shit out of it. Like, Chainsaw Man, right? I don't think that the hype has followed through on Chainsaw Man at all, but the hype for Chainsaw Man was just through the fucking roof.
That is true.
Right?
Yeah, okay,
so,
that's fair. Yeah. All right.
Anyway, Right, and now on to the cast's comments. Thomas Alves says, first time listening, and I was very entertained. +1 fan. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Always
Yes.
good to hear.
Yes, and please comment again. Zrugal says, there's no chapters this week. Nasuth deeply apologizes for Rocky release this week.
That was my fault. I didn't put them in there.
We didn't. Oh, so there were chapters, you just forgot to put them out.
Yeah, I didn't put them in there for like a day, and then I was like, oh crap, I forgot to put. Yeah.
Right. Also, we apologize for the late release because, like, Friday morning I woke up, I was like, wait a second, the cast didn't go out. Looked like the short did pretty well. It did do pretty well. We just need to get more of them done. In relation to Log Horizon,
I wonder who came up with that idea.
Loz did.
It was my cat.
Idea.
It was my cat.
Nasuth, stop it. Right. In relation to Log Horizon, well, here's hoping that season 3 is good.
Well,
I don't know. We watched the first 2 episodes. It was like, no, we watched the first episode and then gave up the will to live and watch Shield Hero. Right. Stromber's Void Child also says, first, I never actually watched season 2. Should be interesting. To be honest, I think the highlight of last week was just the simple fact that we found out that the director was a different person. Right.
Yeah.
So, before we go into the memes for this week, I just want to highlight that my last one, again, we'll give another warning, is not safe for work. Just to highlight that, but we will give it another warning again.
And we've had a few that are risque, but you're worrying me. You're worrying me.
I think it's fine for YouTube consumption and everything, but it is just, I just want to give people, it is not safe for work.
Fair enough.
And also, if you want to just see more memes, go to twitter.com/Kanpai_cast, and you will see more memes on the daily. Multiple times.
Beautiful memes.
Right, go on, Nasuth.
What? Oh, right.
You need to turn that off. Good job. Right.
Crap. Hang on. I think it's because I manually turned it on.
Yes, you did.
There we go. All right, let's get
just
get a memes and make this do that. And here we go. So Reddit letting you sort by controversial. YouTube removing the dislike button.
Wait, have they added a sort by controversial?
They've always
Apparently.
had a sort by controversial.
Really?
Always. Yeah.
How does it work out what's controversial?
Probably what's like downvoted.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
yeah. So it's getting a lot of downvotes or a good mix of both. Just
Right.
like, controversial.
That's really interesting. Cool.
Kill me can't communicate. Kill me can communicate. What's up, yo?
Oh my god. Nightmare fuel.
I bet he's thinking about other women. What if JoJo had as many stands as My Hero Academia had quirks?
Oh my god.
Deep thoughts. Deep thoughts.
I wonder what the numbers difference is.
Isekais where the main character isn't stupidly overpowered. I can see that you are only interested in the exceptionally rare.
Is there any?
Yeah, Konosuba.
Oh yeah, because Mega Luck isn't completely overpowered.
Yeah, that's
How
true.
often is that working out for him?
I'm
Well,
not
he just
saying
still
How many
it's
times has he
painful.
died? How many times has he died?
Yeah, but he keeps coming back to life. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, he picked a goddess as his superpower. He has a goddess as his superpower.
I mean,
Anyway.
he picked a useless puddle of water. Let's move on.
I almost picked an Aqua meme. Oh, I kind of wish I had now. Oh well. Fellas, if your girl has underlings to rule from a throne, has shiny gold eyes, braids her hair like a girl boss, that's not your anime girl Makima, but the second Elden Lord Radakan of the Golden Order.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And finally, gosh, I have to lean in to read this. Unspeakable horror from anime, Paralyzed the Living and Resurrect the Dead, Pandero 9 from Outer Space.
Oh
If you don't know what Plan 9 from Outer Space is, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Oh my god.
On to yours.
Yeah, let's go with my first one.
Yes.
So this is to do with the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. So we've got Crunchyroll with Spy Family, then we've got Attack on Titan, second season of Demon Slayer, Love is War, My Dress Up Darling, Summertime Rendering, all just completely forgotten by Crunchyroll. And then we have the full season stuff with Mob Psycho Season 3, Chainsaw Man, Bleach, and Bocce the Rock, just completely ignored because Crunchyroll just went, fuck you all.
A lot of times they can't do currently airing ones. They save those for next year.
Apparently.
That's usually what they...
Yeah.
Spy Family is currently airing.
Yeah, Spy Family is currently airing.
Yeah, but season 2 is. But the first half was earlier this year. They can.
I'm sorry, Bleach.
Yeah, the whole point is fuck that noise, right? So let's
Anyway.
Crunchyroll.
Right.
There's another Spy Family.
Oh no!
There's no way Al can use this tennis match to prove that I'm Kira. And then you've got Anya reading his mind.
Okay.
Oh man, how quickly would that have ended? That would have been like brilliant end for Death Note.
After I only caught up with Spy Family today, I'm sure, seeing as there's like 2 episodes in a row that were tennis match themed, I'm sure we could have done more with that. But yeah.
Wait a second. I haven't read anything in the manga about tennis.
Yeah, I did feel like, am I finally at the point that I'm beyond the tennis? It's with oh god, is it Nightfall?
Really?
Yeah, Nightfall
I-
and Twilight pin up to go win a tennis tournament.
Oh, I stopped with the introduction of Nightfall.
Yeah. I think that's where I stopped about as well. Yeah. So I'm
Right.
gonna pick it up again once finished this season. Which has got 1 episode left, I think.
Okay, next one. This was forged by the gods. I'm sorry, it just made me giggle.
By the way, I know it's playing giggle, but the same thing. The last season of DxD again.
Oh, it's bad.
I couldn't. I got bored.
That's why the original studio stopped working on it, because they didn't like where the plot was going. Because it turned into a tournament arc. Right, next one.
Oh.
Googled lightsaber. Was not disappointed.
Lightsaber.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Number 5. What scientist just discovered at the Grand Canyon terrifies the whole world? It was me, Dio. Right, and then just to rewarn people in case you want to skip ahead. Right, this is the not safe for work one.
Hang on. Let me.
Hang on.
Let me add a highlight. There we go.
Cool.
That way we know.
If that button worked. If that button works.
If that button works. We'll see. We'll find out.
Okay, there we go. Gone. Right. Sits down. I wonder if he got my Konosuba reference. Nice. A Konosuba reference.
God damn it.
Konosuba reference?
Because they never wear any underwear.
Yeah.
What do you mean never wear underwear?
Have you go on, Naz, take it off.
Kazuma literally steals people's underwear.
No, Aqua. Aqua does not have, like, you see so many shots of Aqua, it's just like, she's not wearing any underwear.
Okay, I've never noticed them.
Wow, it's like a running joke.
I swear we've pointed that out to you. But yes, there we go. Right, so that is it for this week's episode. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching / listening, and it's time to bottoms up and Kanpai!
Hi!